Who was your favorite Disney princess growing up? Mine was Uma Thurman in Kill Bill. When you think about Cinderella, do you think about the Disney cartoon? Or do you think about the Brandy version with Whitney Houston, rest in peace? Gone too soon. Or the weird age gap version with Selena Gomez and Drew Seeley. My favorite version was the Hilary Duff version because it came out when I was 7, and I thought Hilary Duff was peak in terms of acting, singing, and dancing. Like absolutely no one could match Hilary Duff's talent, according to me at 7 years old. My favorite song at the time, Come Clean, was actually in the trailer for this movie, and I remember always hoping that it would play on the radio so that I could listen to the full song.
A Cinderella story.
And then I just downloaded it on LimeWire only for the family computer to get absolutely obliterated by some Hilary Duff virus or something. Oh, LimeWire. Remember those fun DVD collections that would come with several different movies? This one also came with What a Girl Wants, which is also on my channel. On the off chance that you don't expect to see a poorly planned analysis for this movie, that's exactly what you're here to see. Congratulations. This movie is a modern retelling of Cinderella. I shouldn't have to give you a synopsis on that. You should already know. And if you don't know what Cinderella is, well, you can just Google it. I do all the work around here. No one ever appreciates me. If only a fairy godmother would show up and give me a Vera Wang gown so I could go to the royal ball. Man, this country's gone to shit. We don't even have balls anymore. Bring back the balls. Our movie Cinderella is played by none other than Hilary Duff. Her name is Sam, and the movie starts off with a prologue where we learn a little bit about Sam and her relationship with her dad. Mom is dead. Not sure what happened to that diva, but rest in peace, I guess. I love that Sam's upbringing in San Fernando Valley is presented as kind of rugged, like she's from the streets. She's like, yeah, you can barely see the valley through all the smog, but this is my kingdom.
And it only looked far away because you could barely see it through all the smog. But to me, the valley was my kingdom.
Oh yeah, Sam. That goes really hard. Her dad owns a really nice house and a really successful diner. He drives around a vintage Mustang that's in really good condition. And I know very little about Los Angeles. Obviously, the San Fernando Valley medium home price is much higher today than it was before, but it was apparently a little under $300,000 around this time, which I would consider to be middle class. Like, it's not like her kingdom was in Beverly Hills, but I think it would have been a lot more interesting if she was from Compton. Like, instead of losing a glass slipper, she loses her fat ass Glock. Dad's diner is super cute. Sam has her birthday party there, and life could not be any more perfect until Dad crosses paths with Fiona, who he will abruptly marry. Fiona is played by the one and only Jennifer Coolidge, who I think is the funniest woman to ever walk this earth.
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
I feel like gay men do Jennifer Coolidge impressions almost as often as straight men do Trump impressions, so I'm gonna do my best to suppress that. Fiona does not like Sam and constantly tries to sabotage every aspect of her life in typical evil stepmother fashion.
One's enough.
Fiona also has 2 daughters named Brianna and Gabriella who are equally as awful to Sam throughout the movie. So Dad is reading her a fairy tale in bed in this massive book.
Did fairy tales come true, Dad?
What if Dad was like, Sam, how do you suppose I answer that question? It depends. And then he takes the book and like chucks it out the window. Sam asks, hey Dad, where do princesses and princes go to college? Dad says, Princeton, of course.
They go to Princeton.
Had to pick one of the hardest schools to get into in the country. Dad likes to recite this one quote about baseball that will come up in the most unrelated way later.
Just like I always say, never let the fear of striking out
Keep you from playing the game.
He even has this quote on the wall in his diner, which I'm now realizing is baseball themed. He also tells her that the fairy tale book has important things that you'll need to know later in life.
This book contains important things that you may need to know later in life.
So I guess in the middle of her filing her taxes, she's gonna be like, wait, hold on. I need to see what Sleeping Beauty has to say about W-2s and itemized deductions. Suddenly, we have an earthquake, which we would definitely not have known if it hadn't been for Dad yelling, earthquake! Earthquake! It's not like everything shaking wasn't enough to get the point across. Earthquake! This is actually referencing the 1994 Northridge earthquake, which was devastating. 9,000 people were injured and 54 people passed away. And the 54th person was Sam's dad. Here's the thing though. I have no idea what actually happened to Dad because he's like, wait here, daughter. Leaving Sam alone. We hear Fiona screaming in the background, so I'm guessing he's leaving to go help her. So was Sam's room made out of steel? Like, is there a reason he left her there? I don't know, Dad. Seems pretty fucking stupid. And the house wasn't damaged in any way. So did he just run straight outside and jump into the Earth's core? It would have made more sense if he was like driving on the highway or something. Anyways, Dad is gone now. We never received details. See you later, Dad. And after the passing of her dad, Sam's quality of life plummets as soon as Fiona inherits everything because there was no will. She has to move all of her belongings into the dusty attic where all the stinky loser orphans live, I guess. And it's not really an attic, it's just kind of unfinished. We quickly fast forward 8 years later and Fiona orders Sam around and makes her do everything.
It's breakfast time. So bring me my breakfast.
Since a life insurance payout and inheritance, Fiona has clearly spent the bulk of all of that on herself and her weird daughters. Also, I don't know what it is about water ballet, but I've never seen it done in a way that doesn't look ridiculous.
Ew! Can you believe how extraordinarily gifted my girls are?
I'm also pretty sure that they just made a list of things that it would be funny if Jennifer Coolidge would say, and they just said, hey, Jennifer Coolidge.
Piece of Norwegian salmon that I asked for? I need my omega-3s.
Can you say Norwegia?
Yeah, it cost a fortune to fly that stuff in from Norwegia.
Her character is incredibly selfish, down to the absurd amount of water that she uses to water her lawn in the middle of the desert.
Fiona, we're supposed to be conserving water! Droughts are for poor people.
Was California ever not in a drought? That's something I don't feel like Googling. She also makes Sam work at the diner that she rebranded to her liking. Everything's pink and she forces everyone to wear roller skates. Salmon is on the menu a lot for some reason. Fiona just really likes salmon.
I need my omega-3s.
Rhonda is the manager of the diner and she's always watching over Sam. She's gonna be this movie's fairy godmother character. I love Hilary Duff's attempt at sounding interrupted.
Is your education? But she's got you getting up at the crack of dawn like some kind of ruse, but your dad.
Because it sounds very, very natural. Rhonda's worried about Sam because she's constantly at the diner and she doesn't want it to affect her education. But Sam feels like she has no choice but to do what Fiona says because Fiona says she'll pay for her tuition at Princeton.
Why do you act like her slave?
No, Fiona, no money for Princeton.
I tried looking up the price for Princeton, like the tuition costs, and I don't know if it was like this in 2003, but I'm pretty sure they would have just like let her go for free based on her household income. On the way to school, we meet Carter, Sam's best friend, and he's dressed like Timu Eminem because he considers himself to be a method actor and occasionally dresses like the character he's auditioning for.
This is my Snoop Dizzle look.
One thing that I genuinely love about this movie is that Carter and Sam's relationship remains strictly platonic. There's never a moment where Carter has a crush on Sam or acts like he's friend zoned or whatever. So I thought that that was a nice change from some of the movies we've watched. Speaking of change, Sam is like, you need to change because I'm embarrassed to be seen with you. And at school, I just want to point out that I'm obsessed with the girl that does the morning announcements because I love her hair. Sam is not very popular at school. She kind of gets pushed around all the time by her peers, including Shelby, who is the movie Mean Girl. As if getting cut off in the parking lot once wasn't annoying enough, Sam gets her parking spot stolen again by some douchebags in a G-Wagon, and then they point and laugh at her. Turns out the owner of the G-Wagon is Austin Ames, played by Chad Michael Murray. I love the slow motion shot of Austin locking his car.
I'm fucking out of here right now.
Really makes me forget that he was driving like an asshole. Shelby goes to talk to Austin because they're in a relationship, and Sam sits there for a few seconds because she keeps getting cut off in the parking lot, only for the cool kids to bully her for existing.
Ew!
The white zone is for cool people only.
Oh, and one thing that Sam is commonly teased for is working at the diner. And everyone calls her Diner Girl all the time.
Hey, diner girl, can I get a breakfast burrito to go?
What you say?
Lazy
You better
girl.
choose your words wisely.
Because I guess having a job is something only losers have. Except it doesn't really make any sense because Austin also works at his dad's car wash, but no one ever calls him Car Wash Boy. And this car wash has to be really poppin' for dad to buy his son a G-Wagon. I'm pretty sure those cost like $100,000. Something I find funny is that on the DVD for this movie, there's an interview with the costume designer and the makeup artist talking about how they tried to make Hilary Duff wear blue in an attempt to have her blend to the background.
We decided on doing specifically blue.
Sort of have her blend in.
It's all in the blend.
Or like take her makeup off to make her look ugly,
There's no way to make Hillary ugly.
but they admitted that it just didn't work.
Everything I put her in, she looked great.
Not to mention the fact that almost all the extras are wearing jeans. One thing that I really like about Sam's character is that she's actually nice. Like this guy comes up and acts a little cringe, and most movies would have the main character make fun of him.
get back to my galaxy now. Zion, Lieutenant Jerry.
But Sam reminds us to just let people be cringe.
Poor guy.
At least she's happy.
Yes, exactly, Sam. I agree. I appreciate that she was like, you know what, Carter? Let the guy live a little. And who should be surprised when calling people out is very on brand for Hilary Duff? Like when she ended homophobia.
So gay? Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that. It's insulting.
Sam gets a text message from her secret admirer that she's been talking to for quite some time through Instant Messenger. Neither her or this other person know who each other is, but they both confirm that they go to the same school.
Laugh out loud.
Sam's username is appropriately named Princeton Girl 818. Oh God, I remember texting like this before finally getting the LG Rumor with the keyboard that flipped out. I miss the physical keyboards on the phones. Texting in class with a flip phone without getting caught is a skill that will forever be lost in the ancient scriptures. During this conversation, by the way, they're both referencing things that are happening in the school courtyard that they're currently at. So I don't know why they wouldn't be like, hey, where are you at? I don't know. Maybe they're just shy, but surprise, surprise. Surprise, surprise! The mystery guy is Austin Ames. Wow, what a shocker. They both like to talk about how they don't belong and that they're not being true to themselves.
Ever feel like you don't belong?
Absolutely.
I love when Austin is like, you're not a little gay boy, are you?
You're not a guy, right? Because if you are, I'll kick your butt.
I too make weird faces when I type messages to people. I think Sam should have stepped up and went, yeah, so what if I was? And what if I also wore a skirt as a top?
That's so girl wearing a skirt as a top. Oh, Lord.
They also both applied to go to Princeton, and it turns out that Austin secretly wants to be a writer, but his dad would never approve.
I haven't even told him I want to be a writer.
But more on that later. Austin also thinks it'd be a good idea to meet Sam on the dance floor at the Halloween-themed homecoming dance coming up. Yeah, this movie set my hopes up to have a Halloween homecoming dance in high school, and it just never happened. I don't know why though, because that's such a good idea. Back to some Austin Ames lore. So his dad owns a car wash called Big Andy's, and his dad confronts Austin because he found a bunch of college brochures in his bedroom.
Look at all those college brochures in your bedroom.
And his dad is really set on him going to play football at USC so that he can manage his car wash.
You're gonna go play USC football, you're gonna graduate, and then you're gonna manage this business with me.
Also, apparently this has been the plan since he was 9.
We have been working on this program since you were 9 years old.
But like, why would he need to go play football in college if he's just gonna run his dad's car wash? Just seems like a waste of time, Dad.
Well, you need a wax. I meant the car.
I think Sam should have just yelled, hey, car wash boy. You missed a spot, car wash boy. Yeah, get on your knees, bitch. At home, Fiona is tanning outside in a tanning bed, as one would. And she tells Sam that she has to work tonight, but tonight is the Halloween dance. Fiona doesn't care though, because there are floors that need to be mopped.
Start thinking of others. And others need you to go to the diner and mop the floors tonight.
Sam doesn't really have much of a fight in this though, because Fiona is dangling her tuition money, followed by some really solid advice.
You're not very pretty, and you're not very bright. I'm so glad we had that talk.
So Sam has no choice but to go work at the diner. Diner girl, diner girl, diner girl. Fiona tells her that she'll be back by midnight, so she definitely better not be at the dance. As if things couldn't get any worse. All the cool kids sit at one of the tables, and she has to be their server. Of course, they're all really fucking rude to her for no reason.
If it isn't Diner Girl.
You know, I could call you something, but I call it to her through the glass. She's a bitch.
Austin just sits there and doesn't stand up for Sam.
You know, I'm still waiting on that breakfast burrito, Diner Girl.
Diner Girl is gonna take a dump in your breakfast burrito. Austin finds it to be an appropriate time to break up with Shelby. It seems kind of weird that he wouldn't do it earlier in the day so he wouldn't have to do it at the diner. They all leave and Austin tries covering the tip, so I guess we all know that he's secretly a good guy. As if he didn't just allow his friends to harass Sam for being a waitress.
Later, Diner Girl. Too late.
Oops, dropped your tip, diner girl. Carter comes walking in the diner dressed up as Zorro because he plans on picking up Sam to go to the dance, except Sam is diner girl, so she can't. Carter brings up that she was supposed to meet her internet friend at the dance, and Rhonda steps in and tries convincing her that she definitely needs to go to the dance. So Sam is finally convinced to go to the dance, except she doesn't have a costume. So Rhonda takes her under her wing and begs the costume store owner to reopen his store so that Sam can find something to wear. One thing that I really love about costume montages is that the character usually wears a bunch of different things that they probably won't end up wearing. Like, what if she walked out with the night costume and was like, yep, this is the one. They spent all this time looking for something only to find absolutely nothing she wanted to wear until Rhonda sees this Bobo ass white mask behind the counter and realizes that she has a dress that would match with it. So cool, at least they found the mask, right? So Rhonda takes her home and pulls out a wedding dress that she bought a long time ago. Doesn't really provide any details on the lore with that. It feels like a lot of time has probably passed, so I'm surprised the dance isn't over yet. I haven't really talked about the evil stepsisters that much, but they're dressed as conjoined cats and fall down the stairs, which I thought was silly. Austin shows up as Interview with the Vampire, but he was supposed to dress up like the Three Musketeers with his other two friends. And I know they're pricks, but that would piss me off. Like, this is obviously something that they're just now finding out about.
So good, my friends.
No, it's not all good, bro.
Sam walks out. Everyone is just in awe of how gorgeous she is. Somehow, Hilary Duff manages to pose with her thumbs in her jean pockets, even though she isn't wearing jeans, which is impressive. I also need to point out that not a single person knows that this is Sam. They also don't know that this is Carter because the masks in this movie are very effective disguises. On the dance floor, Sam gets halted by Terry. You remember the space cadet from earlier? He's like doing some kind of mating dance, and initially Sam assumes that this is the guy she's been talking to.
Now join me in the mating dance of Zion.
Suddenly she runs into Austin, who reveals himself as Nomad, which was his username, and he has no idea that he's really talking to Diner Girl.
Don't you know who I am?
Of course I do. You're Princeton girl.
Initially, Sam is really irked about this. Like, hey, aren't you the douchebag that cut me off at the parking lot? Austin assumes Sam was expecting a guy who hangs out at Starbucks and writes poetry.
So I guess you're expecting some guy who hangs out at Starbucks and writes poetry.
Remember when Starbucks was actually a place you could do that? Now they're just the absolute fucking worst. Sam is taken aback because Austin is captain of the football team and student body president.
You're football captain and student body president.
I mean, like, him wanting to be a writer is probably the most controversial thing that ever happened in 2003. And this is supposed to represent people who pretend to be something they're not. This is the best they could do. What if Austin's big secret wasn't that he wanted to be a writer, but that he was actually a furry? Like, Austin comes out and at the homecoming dance in his fursuit and goes, "This is who I really am. The real Austin can no longer hide behind the mask." I think that would be a lot more interesting. So they go outside to get away from the noise, whatever. And Austin is really trying hard to figure out who this mystery girl is. One of the questions reminded me of another weird question from when we covered Sleepover.
Would you rather have a rice cake or a Big Mac?
Would you rather eat celery or a brownie? A Big Mac. What does that matter? What is that, a trick question?
Well, I like a girl with a hearty appetite.
Exactly. So you'll just date guys who like brownies.
I distinctly remember there being this expectation for women to not only be skinny, but to also eat like they're not skinny. As if the pressure to look appealing in low-rise jeans wasn't enough, dieting to actually meet those ridiculous standards also made you undesirable to men. So fuck being a woman in 2003, I guess. Sam and Austin end up at what looks like a wedding venue. All the candles are lit. A band starts playing Edward McCain. I appreciate the much needed tambourine player. I'm having trouble understanding what they were trying to do in this scene because they look like they're getting married and then they start exchanging wedding vows. But the vows are centered around like, are you happy that we did this?
I feel like you made the right choice meeting me here tonight.
I do.
Do you, Austin, want to see me again?
And do you, Austin Ames, ever want to see me again after tonight?
Just as Austin is about to reveal Sam's true identity, her phone alarm goes off because she has 15 minutes to get back to the diner before Fiona comes back. So Diner Girl books it because she's late for reality.
I'm late.
For what?
Reality.
Back inside, one of Austin's friends starts assaulting Shelby, and Carter comes to the rescue, which triggers this goofy chase scene. Carter ends up making out with Shelby until Sam grabs him to leave. And just as they're leaving, Sam and Austin win Homecoming King and Queen because they had the best costumes. But as Sam runs up the stairs, she drops her fat ass Glock. Austin picks it up and so begins the search for Cinderella. So Sam and Carter head out, but they have to get back to the diner before Fiona and the twins get back. The twins notice Sam in the car with Carter, but Fiona doesn't notice, so they're freaking out. Fiona also has this bit where she like just got Botox and can't move her face, which I thought was funny.
It's the Botox. I can't show emotion for another hour and a half.
Luckily though, Sam manages to get herself into the kitchen before Fiona could notice, but Fiona is still suspicious. The next day at school has everyone talking about the mystery girl and who it could be. Sam just assumes that Austin will forget about her until she walks into her school and sees a million yellow flyers looking for information about her. Austin's friends are like, come on, man, why do you care so much about this girl? You can get any girl you want. And Austin likes Sam because she's real. And he has a very specific criteria of what real means.
Real. You're like the kind of girl who has more in her mind than what she wears. How much weight she wants to lose.
Okay, but what if she was fat, Austin? Where is the line between a girl needing to stop obsessing over losing weight and a girl being accused of having a daily caloric intake of 10,000 cookies? So Austin has all these flyers because Sam's phone is locked and he has no idea it's hers. Carter musters up the courage to tell Shelby that he was actually the one kissing her last night, but he gets rejected. Shelby somehow makes her rejection sound like Carter is of a completely different species and overcomplicates her reason for telling him that she's not interested.
We are from completely different classes of human.
Like, bro, just say you don't date nerds and move on. The search for Cinderella becomes so difficult that Austin's shitty friends have a bunch of girls line up claiming to be the mystery girl, but they're all acting like he's a celebrity.
Here's the ones that said yes.
Which is confusing to me because they all pass him in the hallway just fine. At home, Fiona opens Sam's mail and finds an acceptance letter to Princeton and hides it from her. Wouldn't want to have to backfill Diner Girl's position, would we? Sam runs up to her room and sees a few messages from Austin begging to know who she is. And just as she drafts a response, twins barge in. And Fiona makes demands in the intercom, so Sam leaves and the twins are in there by themselves, where they discover that Sam is really Austin's mystery girl. Over at Big Andy's. I was like, that's not right. Over at Big Andy's, Austin also receives an acceptance letter to Princeton. How convenient that a college with a 4.6% acceptance rate would accept both of them. Dad comes barging in and suspects that his son might not want to go to USC, and he just interrupts him and is like, no.
I've been thinking a lot about this.
Don't worry about it. You're making the right choice.
You want to go there. It's all taken care of.
We've been working on this program since you were 9 years old.
You're gonna go to USC so you can play football, so you can come back and run my car wash.
And then you're gonna manage this business with me.
It makes no sense. So Austin heads over to the diner by himself. Probably has a lot on his mind. Man, I really don't want to run this car wash. I just want to be a furry. I just want to be a furry writer. I want to be the next furry J.K. Rowling. Sam goes over to take his order and Austin just really lets out his frustrations about taking people's orders.
Can I get you something?
Do you know what bugs me?
People taking your order?
No, taking people's orders.
Do I look?
Austin to me kind of reads as a moron because he's asking Sam all these questions about, oh, have you ever been worried about showing people who you really are? And Sam is dropping all these obvious hints only for them to fly over his giant head.
Like, being yourself isn't good enough.
Right.
Like you're wearing a mask.
That's exactly how I feel.
You know what? I'm trying to stay positive, but this bitch is getting on my nerves.
So she's about to tell Austin that she's Cinderella, and Fiona walks in and Austin abruptly is like, gotta bounce.
No, it's cool. I gotta bounce.
Doesn't even give her the opportunity to finish what she was gonna say. Over at school, the twins make up this lie to Shelby that Sam planned her and Austin's breakup so that she could go and show up as Cinderella and steal her boyfriend. And they even print out all of Sam's AOL messages. And later at the pep rally, all the students are there to celebrate the homecoming game when Shelby and the cheerleaders and the twins do this really lame skit, recounting all of like Sam and Austin's messages, talking to each other and then meeting at the dance.
You're a Princeton girl. I can't wait till we finally get to meet. I want you to know who I am, but I'm scared.
Only to expose Sam as Cinderella.
She wasn't royalty at all, but a peep, a servant girl.
AKA Diner Girl.
Diner girl, Sam Montgomery.
Everyone in the audience is literally sitting there laughing and chanting, "Diner girl, diner girl." I'm sitting here trying to figure out why the staff isn't doing anything about this. Like, clearly Sam is being humiliated. Austin's idiot dad is like, "Hey Austin, what are they talking about? Are you still gonna go to USC?"
What are they talking about?
"We've had this plan since you were 9 years old."
9 years old.
"Hey Austin, you're not a furry, are you?" My favorite part about all this is that Austin just kind of looks at her like, "Sam, is it true? Is Princeton girl really diner girl?" Ew. He doesn't go up there or say anything. He just like lets everyone laugh at Sam for being employed. And I don't know, I'm still having a hard time understanding what everyone's problem is. God forbid a girl gets her bag. I also don't know what Shelby was thinking by doing this. Like, was this supposed to make Austin want to get back together with her? And to make matters worse, Sam is bawling in a room when Fiona comes in to read her fake rejection letter.
I didn't get in.
Oh, no.
Sam's world is just falling apart. She misses her dad and pulls out the, big fairy tale book that he assured would have everything that she needed later in life. And look where that's got her.
This book contains important things that you may need to know later in life.
At school the next day, Sam is living in hell. Like, she can't walk down the hallway without people audibly laughing in her face. Austin looks at her and Shelby says, "People like her don't belong in her world, Austin."
People like her don't belong in our world, Austin.
Really, what's her deal? Like, is this Skyrim? I think Sam just needs to hire the Etsy witches to make Shelby bald. At the diner, Sam is just really down in the dumps until she gets some words of encouragement from Rhonda. As the twins come barging in the diner, the vibration from the door slamming makes the guitar on the wall rip the wallpaper, revealing Dad's baseball quote about being afraid to strike out.
Never let the fear of striking out
Keep you from playing the game.
And that quote, as unrelated as it is, inspires Sam to quit her job. Fiona kicks Sam out of the house, but Rhonda steps up to let her live at her house. So everyone in the diner quits because Sam quit, and everyone loves Sam. "Where's your diner girl now, Fiona?"
Are you sure that this is okay?
Sam, I wouldn't have it any other way.
At the homecoming game, Sam decides to walk into the boys' locker room to confront Austin for not standing up for her and turning out to be exactly who she thought he was.
Okay, I know that you think that I'm just some
Coward. Phony.
Okay, just listen. That's up. No, 5 minutes. I'm coming.
I love the jab at the end of her rant, referencing the current drought that's happening.
Because waiting for you is like waiting for rain in this drought. Useless and disappointing.
Yes, useless and disappointing. That is pure poetry right there. He's like, damn, I don't even know what to say to that. Carter and Sam are sitting on the bleachers watching the football game, and I found it weird that everyone started chanting Austin's name instead of the team's name. That's weird, right? Sam is thinking, yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna head out. I'd actually rather be anywhere else instead of a football field with people chanting my situationship. Austin sees Sam walk away and he thinks, wait a minute, I don't want football. I think I want diner girl. And then he runs off the field. And Dad's immediate reaction is to go to Austin and say,
Following your dream. Following yours.
You'd think he'd say, hey son, what are you doing? Why are you running off the field? Seems pretty out of pocket for you. Is something the matter? And then he runs up to Sam and kisses her in front of everyone in the rain. He's letting the rain fall down. Isn't that romantic? Upon packing up her belongings, Sam picks up the fairy tale book and notices a little piece of paper fall out. Turns out it's her dad's will. Whoa, in the book? And not filed away somewhere or locked in a vault? Seems pretty irresponsible. And something that could have definitely gotten lost in the earthquake. And Sam immediately gathers all the resources, same day, to seize all of Fiona's belongings. She even has an attorney with her. I guess probate court doesn't exist in this movie. I'm also really impressed because I don't even think it's been 20 minutes since she's found that document. Fiona ends up being an indentured servant at the diner to pay off her debts in lieu of going to jail. Sam and Rhonda are co-partners for the diner. Austin's dad is okay with him going to Princeton now. Like, okay, great. It's not like Princeton isn't a more prestigious school compared to USC anyways. Does he still have to come back to Big Andy's afterwards? Carter finally landed a commercial gig and started dating the cool alternative girl. And Sam and Austin are going to Princeton together. I thought this movie was super cute, very unrealistic, but very fun to watch. Jennifer Coolidge, to no surprise, was so funny in this movie. And I think people should just watch this movie just to laugh at most of her dialogue. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.